Good evening. Well, what a difference a couple of days make. We've got some good news and we've got some not so good news. The 79 TR, we've only had it a few days, and finally had the opportunity to give her a proper cleanup, not just the top, and she's coming up looking like a shiny new penny. As you can see, most of the paint has already come back. Cars always look so much better when they're nice and clean. The top has come back really well. Of course, there's our weather tight patch. And again, no rust anywhere. Pretty little car. She's looking really good. Even the back windows come up pretty well. And we gave it a little bit of a wax, except where there's a nick or a chip. We left that alone so that I can repair it. On the inside, we gave it a fast clean. She looks really well except for the seat covers. And tomorrow we're going to tear the seat covers off, have a look, see what she looks like. The top has come back beautifully. So a lot of good things happening. Repairs that have been done since the start are, of course, the window on the passenger side. And to give you an idea of the kind of challenge that was, the window had literally been pulled right out of its mount on the window regulator. So I have the window and the regulator piece at a later date. We'll get a glass shop to repair that for us. Meantime, I had a spare window, so it's now installed. The interior door panels have come back quite well, a little more patina than I like, so we're going to look at re-dyeing those later down the road. The big thing's been the drivability and the weather tight issues. So when it comes to weather tight, the car's now weather tight with the repairs to the top and a little bit of other work we did. Drivability issues, you know, we've dealt with things like making sure the tires are good, check things over. The headlight switch has been replaced from one I had in spares, and it's done a great job. Everything's working as it should be now. It's clean, it's neat. Suspension's good, brakes are good, stock but good condition. And the other night I spent about 2.5 hours cleaning the engine. It has been pressure washed to death, as I mentioned before. First few days, every time I walked by it, I hit it with another round of engine cleaner or brake cleaner, and that's paid huge dividends. We put the cold air intake vent for the interior back in place. We're going to pull it again when we start to chase the oil leak. But super clean. And again, no rust anywhere. I'm quite pleased with this car from that standpoint. But along the way, we've discovered some issues. Aside from the oil leak, somebody was in here, and those K&N filters got to go. We'll put the stock air box back on in the not too distant future. But somebody also disconnected the vacuum advance, which on the stock motor is a really bad idea. I don't know why they would have done it. But like I said, it took 2.5 hours to steam clean, I should say pressure wash and clean and scrub to get the engine looking like this. It was a big task, but if you're chasing an oil leak, you can't start off with an oily engine. So once we find the oil leak, we're going to come back in, we're going to touch up, paint a lot of this stuff, finish cleaning it up. Even under the hood is not bad at all now that it's been cleaned thoroughly. So we're well on the way. Now, with good news comes some bad news. I had the opportunity to drive out to the airport today in our area to go to a fly-in. So of course, yesterday after I cleaned up the convertible, I cleaned up the green machine. And she was performing flawlessly as usual very early this morning on the way to the airport. So we could go get a ride, have a little fun in the air today. And about halfway there, while cruising along nicely at 65 miles an hour, number 3 Rod decided to take a holiday. So we got a bad engine knock. She was kind enough to get me home by being really, really gentle. But that means the insurance comes off, and as soon as we finish getting the convertible sorted, which shouldn't be too long, she'll be going in the shop for a long winter's sleep and a lot of work while she's in there. So the good news and the bad news. On one hand, big wins with the convertible. And the bad news, I don't have a cool car to drive for the summer. But such is life. There's only a few weeks left anyway. So now we'll be planning exactly what we're going to do for an engine in the Green Machine. Now we will be using either this engine in 5-speed or the second one that we have. Either way, she's going to wind up with a 5-speed. I'm not going to change the rear end in the Green Machine. It has a 3/6/3 gear ratio, and that seems to be a good balance as a ratio goes for the little coupe. But the 5th gear will mean way better gas mileage and a whole bunch of other things. So we're going to keep the 3/6/3s and start detailing out what we're going to be doing. So until next time, this is signing off. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit notify. I'd appreciate it. Tell your friends if you're happy. If not, tell me, and we'll talk to you real soon.